What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out the latest smartphone stabilizer from Hohem. The one that we have here today is called the iSteady V3. So at its core this is a 3-axis gimbal. So this will do what a 3-axis gimbal does. It will basically keep your image steady no matter what you do. So if you're walking, if you're running, this will keep your phone steady. So the footage that you're recording with your phone will be nice and steady in all situations. So this is at its core a 3-axis gimbal that of course works really well. But on top of that we have a lot of other features that you don't typically see with the 3-axis gimbals. Now one of the most exciting features for this stabilizer is of course the AI tracking. The AI tracking device is sitting at the top of the device here, so this one that has the light on. So not only this is the tracking device, this is also a video light. You can actually make that light brighter or dimmer, and if you double click on this wheel that we have on the side of the stabilizer here, you can actually change the color of the light as well. So if you want to record in a warmer environment, let's say, you'd use the more yellow light. So unlimited possibilities, and you basically have a video light with you all the time. So whenever you have the stabilizer you basically have a video light. Now, this can also be positioned in different ways. So you can have it tracking the camera if the camera is that way. So if you're recording with the rear cameras of your smartphone, or you can have it tracking this way. So if you're recording with the front camera on your smartphone. So it really depends how you plan on using it. So next I want to show you some examples that I filmed the other day outside so you can see how the AI tracking works. This basically works up to 5 meters away from the device. If you're gonna go further than 5 meters, it's probably gonna lose you, but up to 5 meters it does work really well. So let me play those recordings that I've done outside just so you can see how that AI tracking works. Alright, so let me quickly show you how the AI tracking would work if you are outdoors. Let's say that you're recording something outdoors and you don't have a second person to record you. So I have the gimbal sitting on a tripod right now and it's basically gonna do all the work. So to enable the AI tracking, you first do this sign here. So now the AI tracking is enabled. So if I go this way, if I go this way, if I go lower, for example, or higher, this will track my movements if I'm in range, of course, because if I go way too far, it's not going to track my movements. But as long as you're fairly close to it, let's say, it will track your movements no matter what you do. So this is a quick example so you can see how the AI tracking actually works. So let's imagine for a second that you are sitting down. You obviously don't have the second person to film you. You enable the AI tracking and now the gimbal is going to track you. So if I stand up and I go this way, the gimbal of course will track me. If I go this way once again, it will track me this way. If I sit down again, because I'm showing something, for example, this is just like an example so you can see the possibilities that you have by having a gimbal that does all the tracking and all the movement by itself. So once again, I go this way and it keeps tracking me over and over. The same basically goes for any location. You position the tripod somewhere or just the gimbal itself, because it does have those kind of tripody legs, let's call it. So let's enable it once again. And now once again, it will track me no matter what. If I go this way, I can actually show you the castle that's right behind me there. So a very unique view if you haven't been in these parts of the world. So basically the AI tracking will work in most settings, no matter where you are. You just enable it and basically the phone will film wherever you go. And as you've seen for yourself, the AI tracking does work really well if you're in that range that I mentioned earlier. If you do go further, it will probably lose you, but if you're in that 5-meter range, no problems whatsoever. So you can move down, you can move up, no matter what you do, this will basically track you. All you have to do is basically remember those hand gestures. And these are the hand gestures that show up in the user manual just in case you wanted to see what all the gestures are and what they do. So it does work really well with that AI tracking. So this way it almost looks like you have the second person with you at all times, but in reality it's just the stabilizer here that's by itself. Another super cool feature that this has is this mini tripod that we have at the bottom here. So we basically have three metallic legs. And when you have the stabilizer on, this is not gonna fall, it's not gonna move around. So it is very steady with these little three legs that kind of become a tripod. So a very, very useful feature, because this way you can just put this down and it will track you, and you don't actually have to hold it in your hand. Now, as you've seen in the previous recording, this also has a 1/4 inch screw hole at the bottom here, so you can actually mount this on a tripod as well. So if you don't have a place to position this so it can sit by itself, you can mount it on a tripod as well. And aside from having the AI tracking, of course, this is also a 3-axis gimbal. So you can move, you can walk, you can run, you can move around. So this will keep your image nice and steady. But then you also have this possibility. So you enable this, and then the gimbal will track you no matter what you do. Of course, this can also be used in landscape mode. So like this, if you're filming a regular video for a YouTube video, just to give you an example, or you can use it in portrait mode. Now, of course, you can switch it around if you want the camera at the top there, but you can basically use it for videos that you would film for Instagram, for example, or YouTube Shorts, or you can just use it in the landscape mode. So it really depends what you're filming, but you can use it either way, of course, and you just basically click the mode button on the little remote control. And next we're actually talking about this little remote control, because I haven't seen a gimbal like this that has a remote control. So on the back of the stabilizer here, we have a little remote control, so you can actually remove this and you don't actually have to touch the stabilizer. You can actually be away from it and you can start and stop recordings. You can change a bunch of things from here. So this basically connects over Bluetooth to your smartphone. So it is connected to my smartphone right now. So if I press the record button, my phone starts recording. If I press this again, of course, it's gonna stop recording. You can switch in between video mode and picture taking mode. You can change the positioning of the gimbal. So everything is done from this little remote control. So even if you have this sitting on a tripod, or if it's sitting on a bench or somewhere, you basically have the little remote control with you, and you control it this way without actually having to touch the stabilizer in any way. So everything is done from this little remote control. And whenever you have the remote control back on the stabilizer, that kind of becomes the control center for the stabilizer, if that makes any sense. So yeah, a very, very neat feature that you can actually control this from a distance. And of course, there is more. This actually has a built-in extension rod. So if you pull the top side here, you can actually extend this. So if you have a group of friends with you or something like that, and you don't necessarily want the phone to be that close to you, you can actually pull out this extension rod, and then of course, this is gonna be further away from you. So great for group shots if you want to show a bit more around you, because you're gonna have a wider field of view this way. So a very handy feature, so you don't actually need another device to carry with you. You can just do this and use the extension rod like this. Of course, you can use it up, you can use it like this. So whatever you want to do, it can be done with this stabilizer and the extension rod right here. You can also open the little tripod at the bottom. And of course, you can have it like this on the little tripod. So the possibilities of using this are basically endless. You can mount it anywhere, you can position it anywhere. So everything is done with one device that's also quite small. And talking about how small this is, this actually gets quite small, so very easy to carry in your bag. So this is how it folds. And it becomes this small. This is the entire device. It has the built-in tripod, it has the built-in extension rod, it has the AI tracking, and all of that in a small little device. There is actually a pouch that comes in the box, so you can easily keep it in that pouch so it doesn't get scratched, doesn't get damaged, and whenever you have it in your backpack. But this is how small this actually becomes. So a lot of power packed in such a small, tiny device. There is also an app that you can install on your smartphone if you wanna use it with the 3-axis gimbal. But I find that since the remote control actually connects to your smartphone over Bluetooth, you don't necessarily need that app, because you can just use the phone's camera app. And in my experience, a phone's camera app is better than any app out there. So I personally didn't even install the Hohem Joy app because I find this more than sufficient. You can start and stop recordings from here. You can zoom in, zoom out, you can switch video modes and so on. So I find the little remote control that connects to your phone more than enough, so I don't actually have to install that Hohem Joy app. But it is entirely up to you, but I feel that that is part of the beauty of having a device like this. You don't actually need to install the app of the device to be able to take full advantage of it. So personally, I haven't really tried the Hohem Joy app on this device. So if you're looking for something super small but super powerful, this is definitely something to consider. Now, I've had previous stabilizers from Hohem that have this tracking system, but the other ones that I've tried are also much bigger. This is the smallest device from them that has all the features plus some more features, because I don't recall having the remote control on any other stabilizer before. The payload of this is 280 grams, so your phone can be up to 280 grams, but most phones are way below that these days anyways. So there you have it, a super quick look at the latest smartphone stabilizer from Hohem, the iSteady V3. There will be links in the video description if you want to check this out. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.